Hello, welcome to episode 3 of Commentary Week. Now, granted, maybe this isn't so much of a week now. It's been like 4 or 5 days since my last commentary. There's a good reason for that. I have been very, very busy and stressed out at work, and Lindsay's been sick, so we've kind of been living our lives for a few days, so I apologize, but back to work. This episode has been requested by Channel 23, ha ha ha, Richard over there at that fine YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of him, you should probably check him out. He's pretty entertaining. He wanted me to talk about the lack of female superheroes in films. Now, I'm going to go back to a few years. Now, there was that horrible destruction of the superhero genre in movies known as Batman and Robin. Now, what Batman and Robin did was it really had Hollywood cool on the whole superhero movie thing. They thought, well, people don't want to see superhero movies. We've kind of told every story we can with superhero movies. We don't know what else we can do with superhero movies. Of course, they were wrong, but it's the perception, especially with people who don't understand. That's a big wall. Now, with the solid 1-2 punch of Blade and then X-Men, that was disproven quite thoroughly, actually. Where, yeah, superhero movies can be made well. They can actually tell interesting stories and provoke different ideas, and not have to be the same blueprint that maybe the Tim Burton Batman film had laid out and was copied over and over again for at least 7 years almost, to the point where it was just hollow shells that were just thrown up on the screen in neon. What had followed was a whole slew of different films. Now, what Marvel had did was they got a little more invested into the making of their films. Therefore, Spider-Man got made, and Spider-Man was, of course, a huge hit. Therefore, that really opened up the floodgates to a lot of their other characters. Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Hulk again, Punisher again, Ghost Rider, even Man-Thing got a TV movie, for God's sakes. It was going to be a theatrical film, but everyone looked at that and thought, well, that's better on the Sci-Fi Channel. Now, DC had a little bit of catching up to do. Of course, they had to retool the Batman franchise and the Superman franchise, and, you know, with them, that's pretty much usually what they do with the superhero films. They, you know, kind of really pay more attention to the big two. Now, what DC was doing besides that was actually kind of interesting. They were digging into the Vertigo titles, where we had V for Vendetta and the Hellblazer movie, Constantine, or Constantine, whatever. And also The Losers and Watchmen. So they were these two companies, and I'm not even talking about all Dark Horse and Image and other independent books that turned into films. I'm just talking about these two. They were doing quite a bit during this past decade to kind of dispel some notions about what a superhero film is. Now, do you feel that I'm kind of missing something here? What am I missing? That's right. The female leads in these films. Now, there are quite a few female leads in a lot of these films anyway. Of course, yeah, there's the girlfriend characters. And there are also some supporting female heroes in a number of these films, like Black Widow and Iron Man, Silk Spectre in Watchmen, Invisible Woman and Fantastic Four, it goes on. But there's only 2 female films that really kind of took off this past decade. They were like Elektra and Catwoman. Now, a lot of people out there who will say there's no market for this is they will constantly point to these 2 films over and over again. Well, these didn't do These didn't do very well. They bombed. Maybe people aren't interested in seeing superhero films where the female's a lead. And of course, that makes actually no sense. Let me start off with a couple points. First off, specifically pointing out Catwoman and Elektra, these films suck. They're not very good. Uh, there's quite a few story problems with Elektra. The film didn't really know what it wanted to be. And also, I like Jennifer Garner, but I always thought she was miscast as that character. Now, Catwoman is just a horrible mess, and it wastes the talents of quite a few good actors in that film. I mean, Halle Berry and Alex Boystein and Frances Conway, who is like in 6 Feet Under, and she's like completely wasted in this movie. And then of course it had some actors I'm not that particularly fond of, like the overrated Sharon Stone and what's his name, Benjamin Bratt. How do you pull off being ethnic and bland? I don't understand how he does that. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm off the track. Let me get back on. I've also heard people throw in Tomb Raider 2 and the Charlie's Angels sequels as proof that, male fans won't support these films, female fans won't support these films. Well, first off, I think Tomb Raider and Charlie's Angels had one successful film each, what people went to see, therefore meriting sequels. Also, I will point out the fact that there's a couple of action movies out there with male leads that did bomb. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think there's a couple. I'd have to look them up, I think. People don't go, well, I guess we don't want to see action movies with dudes. No, of course they don't. It's that standard that's held to films with female leads that I think is rather unfair. And of course, that's overlooking the fact that films with female action leads do actually well. I mean, Kill Bill was a very successful film. A lot of male fans seem to be fond of the Buffy universe, as well as Xena. And, Angelina Jolie films, Wanted and Salt did both very well. And Salt, I like Salt, but, without her, that film was very generic. And she was the main thing going for that film. And guess what? It did $100 million, roughly. So you know what? It can happen. I think what needs to happen is there has to be some sort of breakthrough. The film, I don't know, superhero female films need a Batman Begins. They need a Blade, something to kind of just like shake Hollywood up and make them realize that, oh yeah, this can be supported, this can be successful. So basically, for Hollywood to really make films with female superheroes, they just need to find their balls. Push the button, Lindsay.